Good morning and welcome to RHI Stories of Courage, Hope, Attitude, and Inspiration, and it's brought to us by our wonderful sponsors, Wilson Kehoe and Winningham. My name is Sharon Clausen, and I work here on staff in the foundation, and today we have really special guests with us. We have Jennifer Meier, who is our inpatient therapy service manager, right? Mm-hmm. And then Leslie Hall, who is Grover's handler, which is this wonderful special guest that we have here, Grover. And so we're going to just talk a little bit about what does Grover do here at the hospital?
Yeah. So Grover has been coming, for about, I would say, 6 months here to RHI. And what we try to do with him is to just get him involved in patients' therapy sessions, however he may benefit or add to their therapy session. He also does a lot of visiting and just brings a lot of love and joy to both our staff and our patients.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Grover actually has an official title. What is his certification?
Yeah. So Grover is a professional rehab dog, which means that he has been trained particularly to be involved in therapy sessions, helping people work towards their goals, towards independence. So that's what his official title is.
And before we started this interview, I was really surprised. Tell our audience how long of a training that was.
Yeah, so Grover spent about a year with a professional trainer to gain all the skills that he could work with a variety of patients and settings. So yeah.
So as a physical therapist, do you see a difference sometimes when you're working with a patient when Grover comes into the room?
I think over the last 10 years, so we've been working with Grover for about 10 years now, and we see a huge difference when he comes in, and it's amazing what people will engage in when they're working with him. We say a lot that he just gives a patient something that we can't. He just sees them for who they are, the people that they are. They're not a patient, they're not a client, they're just a person. And they don't even think about what they're doing when they're engaged with him. So they don't think that they're working on balance and endurance and all those different things because they're just with Grover. So it brings some humanity back to what they're doing.
And like Jen said, for so long, some of these people have been in the hospital
right.
for a couple of months. So when he comes to see them, he doesn't see him as a patient. He just sees him as like Mr. Smith that has a ball and he's going to throw it for me. And then all of a sudden, Mr. Smith doesn't think of himself as a patient anymore. Just for that, for that moment. And then we hope that translates to his recovery and
Now you get to have the fun job being Grover's
I do.
handler, right? Why don't you tell us, what does it mean for you to be Grover's handler?
It's on the weeks that I come, it could easily be the best part of my week because I'm literally just facilitating somebody's recovery by doing something that I love and that they love. And like Jen said, they don't even realize that it's part of their recovery because there's a physical aspect to it, but there's also a big emotional aspect to it. And just to be able to bring that into a facility, an institutional hospital setting is amazing. So, and like Jen said too, it's nothing that I could do with my skill as a physical therapist, doesn't matter how many years that I have, because there's that reconnection of somebody with themselves is something that only somebody like Grover can do,
Yeah. Okay, so your background is in physical therapy as well?
Yes.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Well, you brought some materials with you, so that way we could see Grover do some of
Grover in action.
Yes, Grover in action.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to take RHI out into the hallway for a moment, a special edition of RHI, so we can see Grover in action.
Good boy. Good boy.
All right.
Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to play the patient.
So, all right, you ready? patient, right? And we're gonna have her practice raising her arm, all right? You ready? Come over here. Good boy. Up, this way. Okay, you ready? Wait. You ready? Up. Ready? Over. Good boy. Good boy. That was really good.
It was. Now explain to our audience though, what would the benefit of a patient holding the hoop for Grover be?
So it seems simple, but even something like when folks are super weak, grasping with their hand, lifting with their arm, being able to balance without using your arms to balance with our folks that are super sick, that's all significant. And then even, it sounds silly, but command follow, like to ask them to do certain things and that sort of thing, and for the patient to remember what we're asking, all of that's therapy at this point. Then, for example, we can have, come here. We could have our patient ask Grover to SIT. So they can work on their vocalization.
Very good. So there's some speech therapy happening.
Grover.
Yep.
Wait.
Yep.
Okay, then we can have them ask them for CONE. Good boy.
What a good
So
guy.
depending on how far away they were, they have to use their voice more loudly. So it's for physical, occupational, speech therapy alike. Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
very good.
We take
From day to day, we've worked a lot with speech on just that carryover from day to day. So it's not even just about right now, but do they remember who he is tomorrow? Do they remember the commands? Just really so many things.
And then an obvious one, he loves to go for walks.
Yes.
So, helping folks walk and that sort of thing. He walks with them with a walker. He'll walk as slowly or as quickly as you want them to. But there's a lot of times when they see a therapy dog, they think, oh, we can walk with them. But there's so many other things that he can contribute to as well. So.
Well, very good. So thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you, Grover. our wonderful Grover. It's always a special day when Grover can come to RHI. So thank you so much for sharing just another special thing that happens here at the hospital.